Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Well, well, well. So, what's up with all these spells? It's really not a funny situation or a laughing matter because it is true. We have been put under an ancient spell. There are several of them. Um, I have another video where I actually go through all of them, speaking about the spell of Amen, the spell of Kingu, and so I go through all of them. But in this one, we are going to go talk about these more current spells that we are under. So, first off, let's start right here. First of all, let me open this up because I want to make sure everyone can see me. I mean, see my screen. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really should have took those lines off of there because it clashes with the light and my glasses. But anyway, let's go. Spells are enforced through the media and religious propaganda which promote the scriptures, such as the English text, Helios Biblios text, translated by none other than William Tinsdale, aka William Shakespeare, in 1527 AD, and adopted by King James, yes, King James, none other than your boy, King James. So you want to know where those words of your precious King James Bible come from? Shakespeare. Oh yeah, it get crazy. Yep. Okay, so let's keep on going. King James in 1611. Texts like these enforce the ideology of faith and not going on one's own understanding, as it says in Proverbs 3:5. And if you all don't believe me, go get your Bible or even just pull up Google Proverbs 3:5. It says right there, and I quote, go not on your own understanding, but go on faith. Now, what is faith? Faith is to go on or to believe in something without having validation. No proof, no validation, no evidence, nothing substantial, and definitely nothing tangible. Okay? That's not my words, that's in the dictionary. All right? So, yeah, go check that out. But to believe in the words of another without validation. That's what I just said. Well, it's my words anyway. Part of it. I'm taking a lot of this text from the book. Did I show you guys the book? I showed you guys the book in the other video. But for those that may have not seen that other video, let me go ahead to take a brief moment and show you the book. Okay, so let's go take this down. And my paws be acting crazy, so I gotta do it like this. All right, so here go the book right here, guys. Here go the book. Come on, come on. Look at my mouth. Just do. I don't know what be going on sometimes. Really, it's like I don't know. Is this thing alive? What's happening? Right, yeah, go down. Okay, thank you. Anywho, so this is the book right here, y'all. This is the book right here written by the master teacher. Okay, I do believe this may be one of his latest. Okay, but breaking the spell on the blacks. The end, because I'm telling you, once you read this and you learn about part of our ancient history, things that really took place, okay, then you learn more about this serpent, this demon serpent, this Egyptian god of chaos, okay, and you learn about the Yeah, when you learn about this Egyptian god of chaos, Apep, the very same Egyptian god of chaos, this demon creature that NASA named their rocket after. All of that information is in the one before this video, or it might come up vice versa. I don't know. I'm not sure how the order really goes, which comes first, but yes. So this is the book right here. Now I got this book from my family store, as I said in the first one. I'd have to try to find a way. I believe I know a way that I can link you guys so that you guys can go and get this book. Okay, go get this book. As you see, what it say right here? It says right knowledge. Go get this book. Okay, it is not expensive. Okay, and even if it were, if it is something that can help to free your mind, it should not matter. If you can go out there and spend and drop $200 on a pair of sneakers, spend a night outside in the cold or the rain just to get a new iPhone and pay just as much as you pay for rent. Oh my God. Ooh. Somebody, somewhere. How Baba Dick Gregory used to say, somewhere, somewhere's got to be an answer, right? But yeah. So let's get back over here, cause y'all know I be done went on and on and on and on and on. But anyway, let me open that back up right there, or y'all good from here? Let me open it up. Yeah, better for me. Okay, so you see the book. Okay, so the information about the about APEP. Okay, AMAM, Kangol, Inky, Enil, all the information that I'm sharing in these videos, it is in the book. And like I said, this is all dealing with ancient Sumerian and Kemetic texts, verifiable, factual, and provable. Okay. So where we was at? Where was I? I was over here. Okay. Yes, religion is a spell. Anything that keeps you focusing on help from outside yourself, or to look to guidance from outside yourself, is a religion. You understand that, don't you? Because you should be looking within. Within. This is why Jesus in that text says in Luke, he is disappointed in the preachers because the preachers are hindering the people from entering within themselves. Which one is this? Is this Genesis 12? I mean, Luke, not Luke. Oh my God. What? Yeah, I said Luke. Luke. Is it 12? Uh, I, I'll put it up for you guys. But in there, it says, woe to you lawyers, which means preachers, for you hinder the people. You are hindering the people from entering within themselves. Okay, and there are a couple of there's another one where he's angry. He's expressing, anger about the fact that these preachers, these men of law, of God's law, are actually keeping the people from truly finding out the way to the kingdom of God by not allowing them to enter within themselves. Okay, so yeah, it's in your Bible. Okay, it's there. All right, so we are supposed to. This is how we connect with the one true God. To enter into oneself. That would be meditation. Okay, and so just like it says right here, anytime you have to look to something from outside yourself for guidance or for help, then that is a religion. Anything that teaches you that, it is a religion. A system designed to keep you powerless and having no belief in your own true divinity. This spell is also enforced through the public school system by instilling in you since childhood the concept of 1, 2, 3. Everything is taught to you in three. Your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, your nouns, persons, places, and things. For example, the 3 little pigs, the 3 bears, etc. It is done in the mode of three. And you must agree. You have to agree with that, like for real. Okay, it's done in the mode of three. Or should we say persons, places, or things, because everything can fit in either one of these categories as follows. Okay, so we have A right here. The 3 R's. We should all know this: reading, writing, and arithmetic. B, the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And then the Bible, God, the devil, and then humanity. And your lifestyle concepts, go to school, get a good education, grow up, get a career, get a family. Then you die. And that's pretty much it. Okay, but it's all in the mode of three, as you will see. Okay, and so what's up with this reading? The reading, well, that would take us back to the English language. So let's jump over here real quick and check something out. I got a couple of videos we gonna watch here real quick, because this ain't gonna be a long video. But this right here, I want to read this to you guys. Okay, words do cast spells. Let me close this up. Let me close it up. Come on, what are you doing? Here we go. All right, well, let me pause y'all until this thing stop freezing. All right, okay, so here we go. Let me open this up for y'all real quick.
We've all been put under that spell. Many are starting to wake up from it. You have those in Hollywood to thank for that. Do you know what Hollywood represents? The holly represents a magical tree that has many properties, and it was used by druids, the Hollywood, for their wands to cast their spells, kind of like our tell-a-vision. They don't need your belief for your consent. Let's watch some more.
So what do I mean by the secret spells of the English language? Well, let me share with you what I call our premier life sentence.
We were born into this world.
The heck? Oh, snap. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad. I jumped all the way off of it, right? Hey, girl, what you doing? I was watching that. My bad, for real. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Okay, click this. Okay, so let's go ahead and play.
We've all been put under that spell. Many are starting to wake up from it. Those in Hollywood thank for that. Do you know what Hollywood represents? The holly represents a magical tree that has many properties, and it was used by druids, the Hollywood.
Now, what did I tell y'all? I told y'all that in another video. Wow, what video was that? I can't remember right now, but I said that to y'all. I was talking to y'all about the Hollywood tree. Hollywood. Back in the days, they used to use the wood from the Hollywood tree to make their magic wand. Yeah, I told y'all that in another video a while back.
For their wands to cast their spells, kind of like our tell a vision. They don't need your belief
Tell
for your
lies
consent.
to your vision.
Let's watch some more.
That's why our grandparents ain't let us watch a bunch of TV.
So what do I mean by the secret spells of the English language? Well, let me share with you what I call our premier life sentence. And it goes something like this. We awake each morning and go off during the weekdays to earn the living at various jobs and undertakings until we come to the weekend. And this seems perfectly acceptable to most people. However, more people die between 6 and 9 on a Monday morning than any other time of the week. So I do what I call a translation of the English language, and I spell that Trance, with the idea that words cast spells. So when you translate that life sentence, you remember that a wake is a funeral party for the dead. Mourning is the state you're in when you attend a wake. And you would have to be in a weekdays to earn the living, since urns are for the ashes of the dead. We call our jobs undertakings. Job itself is a Hebrew word for persecuted. And what we get at the end of this perverse bargain with life is the weak end of the deal, as we become progressively weakened ourselves. And so our most prevalent greeting to each other is hello, the reverse of which is, oh hell. And at first, I suspected the hands of collusion entangling the language to foster illusion. And I think it's quite true that a culture's theology has a great deal to do with the word's etymology and how it evolves over time to combine incompatible meanings that may undermine the original thoughts it was meant to define. But now, I don't think it's planned, for the thing that I found is that like concepts can gravitate toward the same sound and vibrate at the rate that our thoughts designate. Because words are electromagnetic vibrations whose fine alphabetic tintinnabulations can take on the tint of our true expectations, which they then imprint on our metal of mind, causing sounds to adhere when they're of the same kind.
I like how she kind of did a little rhyme at the end right there. Y'all see that? That was nice. That was nice. But that's all true. That's all true. I learned that like some years ago, especially the part about the weekend. See, one thing I realize is that a lot of people they hear it that words are spells, and I see a lot of people are running around now regurgitating that. Words are spells, words are spells. When you spell, you casting spells, and but they don't really overstand it or understand like how can a word cast a spell. Words. Every word carries a tone. Every word carries a sound. It carries a mood, a feeling, which can cause an effect. So, a picture informs our mind to our soul. You see? And then what happens from that is it triggers something in our subconscious. You know what I mean? A recollection, a memory. All of these things can take place just by using words and images, which is how our ancient ancestors were able to communicate with one another for so long by just using images. Remember, the Sumerians, Phoenicians started the what you want to call the writing with cuneiform, okay? And then we had our Egyptian ancestors with the hieroglyphs, and this is a part or a way that we used to always communicate through imagery, pictures. This is how we communicated. And all of these things, they know this. They know this. Who are they? Whomever it is that wants to keep us under these spells. And the English language was created with these things in mind, spells. The English language was created with spells in mind, to cast spells. We talked about, one time I talked to you briefly about denotations and connotations. You have a denotation. The denotation is the word and the meaning that was to go with the word, tone and all. Tone is very important. See, when we talk about languages, our native tongue gave a certain force. With every word that we spoke, there was a force behind it. Still today, there's a force behind every word spoken. See what I'm saying? A force behind it, and it's put into action when spoken, because it stimulates, like I said, a feeling, a mood, tone, sound, all these things. It stimulates feelings, it stimulates moods, okay, an effect. This is why when we hear music, a certain song can transport you back in time to your childhood, to an early love affair, to a bad situation. You can be watching a movie, and now we're gonna get into all this part about the music. I don't want to go deep into the music because right now talking about the words. But this is how words keep you in spell. So therefore, when we dealing with, like, for instance, right now, the language that we speak is not our own. It comes from our own, but it is not our own in its entirety. So we're speaking another people's tone, when dealing with even when you deal with religion. And I went through all this in the other one with religion. I broke that part down about that spell when dealing with religion. But even when you deal with religion, if it's not your religion that you believing, is not your God that you're following, then that means you have taken on the identity of that people. See? So everything we do, but it all begins with the language that we speak, because words are magical. Okay, even the alphabet is magical. Okay? Because when you think about the alphabet, for every alphabet, it casts a spell. Again, tone, sound. Whenever somebody says to you, hey, I'm a Muslim, that projects an image in your mind. Just that word alone is a force. There's a force behind that word, and it moves into action. Okay? So when that person says, hey, I'm a Muslim, or whatever, or it's getting ready to be Christmas. Okay, let's not use even religion. Let's just say it's getting ready to be Christmas. Somebody say it's getting ready to be Christmas. The word Christmas begins to penetrate into your subconscious and brings up all sorts of feelings, emotions, okay, recollections, okay, memories. All of these thoughts, all of these things start to stir up within your subconscious. This is the power of words. And you must realize and understand that the English language is not even that old. Like, let's read from right here real quick. Because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this. Okay, English. The new language was created, written down approximately 500 years ago by a collective group of high priests and scribes, scribblers, script writers. they supposedly added 160,000 new words in Shakespeare's time. Since they were the only ones who could read and write, the high priests, adepts of the mysteries, passed down language to the illiterate in the church to become the one language, one business, and legal language for the world. The universal language, universe, one verse, only voice, one voice. You should note too that Catholic in Latin means universal, okay? So all these things are coming down to us from the church, the Roman Catholic Church. Remember, if you go back to 1492, it was Roman Queen Isabella who financed Christopher Columbus's voyage to America. Everybody else turned down. But she did finance it. Okay? So when we talking about language and we talking about the fact that it's coming down from the church, and they want this to be one universal language, one verse, okay, one voice. Why? Well, it's all part of the spell. It's all part of the spell. Okay, but this is what most of you, this is what these are the folks that you want to follow. These are the folks that you want to follow. These are the folks that you idolize. So as I said before, if you're going to take on the identity, the language, and the religion of another people, know that you are taking on that people's identity and denouncing your own. Okay? And then you are altering your DNA, believe it or not. Every time you speak, you constantly speak in that tone. That tone carries that frequency. Okay? That it carries that frequency. So words are very important again. All right? But back then, like it says right here, whatever the guy in the pointy hat said was the truth, and that was that. Any of the old Celtic bards or other tribal leaders who knew their history by word of mouth and could recite their history for a week, any of them who refused to abandon the old language were put to death. In many cases they were. As a matter of fact, your boy William Shakespeare, William Tinsdale, he was burned at the stake for translating that Bible into English. Okay? So yeah, many people were exiled, vanquished, and then flat out sentenced to death. It was made against the Lord to speak the old language under penalty of death, and they always impose such penalties to create the new. English is a coded language and has hidden meanings within. Even the alphabet is magical, so to speak. When you spell, you are spelling, casting a spell. As they say in the craft, when you speak, you are speaking this world or way of this world, this reality, into existence. So again, this is why it is so important that you understand how powerful words are. And you understand that every time you cast a spell, or a spell, excuse me, you are casting spells over yourself. Now, someone might say, well, how we get out of these spells though? What can I do? How do I get out of these spells? I mean, I use these words every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, We wake up, we say good morning. You know, when the weekend comes, we say, hey, it's the weekend. So they're all around us. It's all around us. We use them every day. It's the only language. It's the only language that I speak is English. You know, but it's not just English. Okay, it's not just English. It's pretty much every language. Listen, you must remember a link with Frank was. Okay, Pidgins. You must remember these are languages that were pretty much created for groups, certain peoples that they were doing different businesses with and trades with. You know, they would have to come up with these languages, you know what I'm saying? So that they could communicate with the people. So, and then a lot of languages would change as they began to want to seek or sort out control over the masses. They had to go in and rearrange and many languages, okay? It's not just English. It's not just English. But there are so many languages, so many words that people misconstrue, misunderstand every single day, misuse, etc. Because the languages have been displaced. The languages have been rearranged. You know what I'm saying? And roots of language have been taken out. So a lot of people now are not realizing certain words. They're not realizing when you think you're saying, oh, my baby is smart, as in, you know, knows some things, has intellect. No, you could be possibly using that word against yourself. You know, if you're talking about one of these smart devices, I would say that's when the definition of stinging and causing pain, that part of that definition of the word smart, that is when you might want to use that when dealing with one of these smart devices, because as we know from a lot of research and, you know, a lot of reports, a lot of these smart devices are dangerous for our well-being, you know, and can cause harm, okay? But again, I'm going to digress on that, you know, can't go too deep on certain things. You get strikes. But anyway, so, you know, like I said, I don't want to be here too long. But there is much to truly learn when it comes to, you know, language. You know, I mean, listen. Why I say that is because if you don't really know the root history of words, especially the words that you speak, even if you're speaking in your native tongue, do you know how many people speak in their native tongue and still don't know the true definition of all these words and different phrases that they use on a daily basis? You know? Now, I'm not here to debate with nobody about their religion or anything like that. But I mean, I'm gonna give you an example. If we take a word like Dean, I had this conversation with a brother because every time I would see him slipping, doing something that was, you know, not in alignment with him being a Muslim, Islam, he would always say, I know, sis, I know, auntie, I'm off my Dean. So I had to sit him down and tell him one day, why do you keep saying that? And I realized that a lot of Muslims, and like I said, I'm not here to get no smoke or attack no Muslims. Y'all go and verify this on your own. Okay? You verify it, and that's it. I'm just putting this out there, okay? For everybody, go verify it. But I was like, you know, I realized that a lot of Muslims, they use that word. A lot of Muslims, when they're not doing and they're Muslim, thing, or behaving like a Muslim should, moving like a Muslim is supposed to. They say they're off their deen. They're off their deen, their deen. Okay, or how their deen. And so I said, well, that word doesn't necessarily. He said, yeah, well, I know I'm not, living by my religion. They believe that that's what the word means, religion. That's not what it means. It means judgment. Why? How you know this? Well, then you would have to trace that word back. And when you trace that word all the way back, you go all the way back to Hebrew. Okay, and then when you look that word up, you see the numbers for that word, and you find out that you trace that word back all the way to Chaldean. Okay, you trace that word all the way back to Babylonian. Okay, Assyrian. That word is traced all the way back, all the way back. And when we trace that word all the way back, you find out there at the root of it, it means judgment. Again, don't judge me. Go look it up. That's all. Do the work. I did the work. That's how I found that out. But anyway, getting off of that, I'm just trying to prove a point here. See, you have to go back and you have to get into words. This is why I keep, let me see. I'm not gonna mess with that right now, but I keep a I keep a Oxford etymology dictionary. I have 2 of them. Okay, I'm old school, baby. I'm from Big Mama's house. I told y'all that before. Listen, when I was coming up, we had the big dictionary in my house. Told y'all that. Okay, encyclopedia. Okay, my granddad always made sure we had those things in the house. Okay, the dictionary, the encyclopedia, the thesaurus, the real ones, the real heavy ones, thick ones with that leather-like cover. Okay, yeah. So, this is how I had to study. This is how I was raised doing my homework and studying and things like that. And I still follow that to this day. And my mom, she's like a word beast. When it came to, language, when it came to dictation, things like that, she always stayed on me, She always stayed on me about that, but so basically what I'm trying to say is that words, they're spells, they're spells, and they're very, very powerful, you know what I'm saying? And so like it says right here, before I get up out of here, as they say in the craft, when you speak, you are speaking this world or way of the world, this reality into existence. So, real quick, let me ask y'all something. If we not speaking our language, right?
I'm fine.
Oh, sorry.
Perfectly fucking
Brother,
fine.
What's that?
Oh no, I hit that button by mistake. My bad. Yeah,
What's that, brother?
Shut up. I hit the button by mistake. I was leaning on my podcast thing. But anyway, if we're not speaking our own language, okay, and I explained to you guys about tone, how every word carries a tone, a sound, a mood, a feeling, okay, an effect. Every word, believe me, it does. You ask, how are these words or just spelling words able to cast spells over you? This is how, because words, come on, words unite the world. Words unite the world. We started out using cuneiform hieroglyphs, pictures, but then we went into words, using words. Do you know how far back that goes? That's for all the peoples, all the nationalities. How many people do you really think are still speaking their native tongue truly and using words, the words, as they were created way back when their people created them? It's not very many people, because for a lot of a lot of us, those living in a nation, we don't speak our language. We go to these schools where, a lot of times we send our babies to these schools where, they're not being taught in their native tongue. They're being taught in the language that is perpetuated across the nation, which is English. Now, we're not talking about, I'm not talking about like, Hispanic, those are courses that are, I'm talking about getting to the root of words. But if we are not speaking our own language, and if when you speak, you are speaking this world into, or this way of the world into reality, into existence, and we're not speaking our own language, then whose world are we creating? I just want to ask that question. Whose world are we creating? Huh? Whose world?
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
That's why. Because you're not even creating your own world. You're not even creating the world for you. It's being done for you. And words are part of the biggest way that it's being done. Through the language, through the words, casting spells. And I had another video, but I'll probably play it at another time. I'm going to end this video right now so it don't run over too long. But, we're going to get into some more things. Like I said, I'm going to go through these slides. And then we're going to talk about it. But, y'all got to wake up. Wake up. For real. I need y'all to wake up. Wake up. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen. The clock ticking out. The clock is running out. It's running out. And it's about time. And it's past time. Real talk. It's past time. Okay? Forget about what you may think of me or whatever. Think about yourselves. Think about your babies. Think about your loved ones, your family. It's time. Stop running around always wanting everything that they have. You don't need it. You just want it. But if you're grown, you should be able to control your wants and your desires, which is what the Sphinx represented. Intellect over your physical. See what I'm saying? So, come on. You keep wanting everything that they want. You keep wanting everything that they want. Everything that they have. You have to be in that club. You have to be. You just have to be in that club. Why?
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
See? Yeah. Because that's really where most of you are. And that's really where most of you are. Real talk. But the time is now. Until you break every chain, I mean break every chain. And I know you're like, well, what language we gonna speak then? Listen, I'm not telling you to go learn another language. I'm not telling you to go find out what your native tongue is. That would be impossible for so many of us, so many of you. What I'm telling you is this. You need to start overstanding and understanding, not under. We've been standing under long enough. You need to start overstanding and understanding meanings of words, because how you break it is also by knowing. See, just like by knowing smart. By knowing that smart means to cause harm, to cause pain. Pain, harm, stinging. By knowing that you cannot be cursed unless somebody damns you. By knowing that you regain some power back. Because now it cannot be used against you as a weapon. Because It's almost like the same way people say about what they say voodoo. You know what I mean? It can't work on you unless you know it. Or unless you believe it. Unless you believe it. See, it's the same thing. When you know, you take back the power. See? It's just like how that saying that says, an intelligent slave is of no use because I can't use you. I can't use you. You understand? I can't use you. I can't manipulate you. Because you know. See what I'm saying? So, there you go. Part of the way. Free yourself. Get back into words. Get back into them dictionaries. Get them babies back into them dictionaries and off them phones talking about Siri, what this mean? Google, what this mean? I mean, I do it sometimes too when I'm sitting here and I'm doing, research or my work or whatever have you. But that's because I'm pressed for time. I'm doing something. But if it's homework, nah. Get them kids, get them babies, back in them books, in them dictionaries. Get some more dictionaries in these homes. Get you a law book in these homes, preferably a Black Laws dictionary. Get you a law dictionary, okay? Get you a dictionary. Get you an encyclopedia. Get a thesaurus. Get these things back in this house. Get these things back in the house for these babies. I'm telling you. Yo, I'm telling you, because I'm going to tell y'all something I'm going. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, watch these old movies, man, because in these old movies lies a lot of truth. So, I told y'all, Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits is two of my favorite shows. There's this episode I'm watching. I forgot what it was called, but it's about this librarian. He's got to go up against this trial. He's on trial. He's on trial to see if he's still needed. A librarian. Is a librarian still something that we need? Is it a necessity? Because if not, he's going to be vanquished. And he's trying to prove to them that books are needed. Education is needed. Books hold the story of our lives, our people. They're telling him he's obsolete. In the future, they may not be planning on having no books. See what I'm saying? And all that information, what we used to say, an old ancient proverb, African proverb, is when a library burns down, when an elderly person dies, a library burns to the ground. So get them books back in the house. Get them babies right. Okay? If you don't listen to nothing else I say, you don't care about nothing else I say to you, care about that. Okay? Because that's where I'm at. Get them children right. Get them babies right, man. Get them baby rights. That's our future. That's our future. A lot of us, we in our 50s, we in our 60s and whatnot. A lot of us, we probably not going to see that New Jerusalem. But don't be selfish. Let these babies see it. Build it for them. Or give them the tools so that they can build it for themselves. So, on that note, I'm going to say peace. Y'all be good. Y'all love yourselves. Love one another. Be good to one another. Okay? And remember, sky is not the limit. It's however far your imagination can take you. See it, think it, see it, be it. Peace. Love y'all.